Okay, hello everybody. I just downloaded the new screen recorder. I've been trying to record this freaking video since the beginning of March, because Screencastify has been super obnoxious. They'd stop me at 13 seconds, and I'd get through a whole video, and then it would end me. Um, Hopefully this works. It seems fine right now. Seems like it's been going longer than Screencastify. So let's do. Today we're going to do Joe Biden versus Donald Trump because, again, I've been working on this for a long time. Okay, so it does have the two colors right now. I just don't like the third party option. Okay, so Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Let's start with the safe states and then the swingier states. I'm going to go into a second color for the lighter color. To start off with, the West Coast, very easy to say. And then all of these Midwestern states. The second congressional district in Nebraska is kind of difficult. I'm leaving Texas up. It's not because I'm saying it's a swing state, but I'm saying it's going to be just a lighter color. All of those states. Any states that were within 10 points, I'm gonna leave out. Um, yeah, but I'm still gonna exclude Utah because, well, actually, I don't think Utah was within 10 points. I was surprised how little Evan McMullen did in that state. But these states don't take very much explanation. These are really quite solid blue states. The first congressional district in Maine. The second I'm saying is going red. 10 points. Again, not very swingy, but those two electoral votes I'm going to say are, and then Hawaii and Alaska. So now I'm going to scroll down here and do these. So, Nevada, Colorado, these are all growing Latino population. They've been blue for the last few elections. Not really likely to flip. Arizona, growing Latino population. I talk about this in a lot of my predictions. Is how Arizona is a state that just because it goes red a lot does not mean it's not going to go blue. It could go blue, and I think it will go blue. Texas, I'm saying, is leaning red. It was within 10 points, and I think it's going to be closer this year in 2020, okay? To be honest, I think I've heard people say 2024 Texas is going to flip, but I have to say I don't see it happening until either 2028 or 2032. But I think there's going to be a point in the near future that Texas is going to flip because of its growing Latino population. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan. These are all states that voted for Barack Obama by big margins, and I think that will help Joe Biden. Because these are states that, three of those four states Donald Trump won in 2016, so Minnesota I wouldn't even throw in there as really up for much debate. But Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, they're all states that Donald Trump won by razor-thin margins, and typically candidates do not do as good as they did in their re-election year. And the bottom line is I think the candidates are going to be smarter in those states, and their voters are going to actually turn out. Because I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a blowout victory for Hillary Clinton, so I don't think they came out and voted because of that. New Hampshire, it's probably going to stay in the Democratic column because, again, I do not see Donald Trump doing better because people are going to be smarter about where they campaign, and how they campaign, especially Joe Biden, or whoever the Democratic nominee is. Ohio, those 18 electoral votes I see staying red. Same with Iowa and Georgia. These are, two of those three states voted for Barack Obama twice. However, they voted by Donald Trump for big margins, which kind of leads me to see, well, Ohio and Iowa are growing in white population. That is great news for Donald Trump. However, then he looks at Georgia, he looks at Texas, he looks at Arizona and says, oh crap, those are growing in Latino population. So I'd say those states are going to be swing, but not as difficult for him as they would have been if he were running in 2008. Virginia, this one, to be honest, Virginia you could say is safe or leaning blue, either one. Virginia's growing in the northern part of the state, the more liberal part of the state, and it happens to be more liberal people moving there. It is it's a suburban area, okay, right up by DC, and Washington, D.C. is one of the most liberal places in this country, besides like San Francisco. So, Virginia's a state that I think will go blue. If we were talking 2004, then yeah, that would probably go red. But North Carolina, I honestly don't see it going red for the same reason I don't see Arizona going red, or Colorado, or Nevada. Okay, this is a state that Barack Obama carried in 2008. The Republican Party was extremely unpopular, like they're becoming. And it's a state that I think Joe Biden would be able to carry, because North Carolina, it's growing in Latino and African American population, which Georgia is too. However, North Carolina is more liberal than Georgia anyway. So that's why I think North Carolina and Florida will both go blue, okay? Again, the Latino population is growing fast in Florida. And I think by 2024, Democrats are going to have Florida pretty well, which is good because it's good for the Democrats because they're gaining electoral votes in 2024 anyway. And Texas, if it flips to the Democrats, Republicans their pathway to victory is difficult if Texas starts to flip and become blue, because that'd be 55 in California. It's looking like Texas is going to get 41 and Florida is going to get 31. So, I mean, that's over, 120 electoral votes. That's difficult for Republicans to lose that much, especially since they carried over 70 of those. So, anyway, Maine, those statewide votes I think are leaning blue right now. Again, candidates are going to be smarter, and I think that first congressional district can outweigh that second congressional district. And really pull off a victory. And then Nebraska's second congressional district, I think, is actually leaning blue, because you see, that district is so swingy and it's hard to tell. But I think if a Democratic candidate is going to win, I think it's going to be the strongest, which I honestly think is Joe Biden. I think he can appeal to people, um, including white steelworkers, which is why he's going to win Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota. He's going to carry the Rust Belt quite easily, which is why Ohio, I think, is going to be. Actually, now I'm questioning my Ohio one. I'm going to leave Ohio where it is at right now because it's over already. Joe Biden has won in my prediction. But Ohio is actually, it's part of the Rust Belt for sure, and it could become easier for Joe Biden. But I don't know. The Rust Belt right now, I think, is in favor of the Democrats, though. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this worked.